10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Team Empire's turn to ban.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to ESL One, Manila's qualifier for the European region semi-final, game number 2 of Team Empire versus London Conspiracy. W1.
I'm capitalist. I have no intro. I'm just me.
10
just here to cast
remaining.
the Dota game as it goes on.
What actually happens if we switch seats when we...
5 seconds
Like,
remaining.
whenever we cast, I always sit here. And then I do the camera work and like the production side of things and do the introduction. Put the shoe on the other foot. I'll be your expert analysis for this. Today we bring you the thought of a 4K.
Be a nice teaching moment for everyone watching.
Radiant team
how to completely destroy the entire scene of Dota 2. Step 1. Have Toby1 tell you everything you need to do during a game. Yeah!
Meanwhile, capitalists will have the job of doing play-by-play, camera, as well as correcting what Toby's saying.
Told you though, like I'm actually feeling in a comfortable place coming into Shanghai.
You are that. What you did with the draft was very impressive.
It definitely helped though that I've cast like 7 series of London Conspiracy.
Yeah, I mean,
that definitely
they're not going to be in Shanghai, so that's a bit of a downer.
No!
But
all my work has been nothing.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. neither is Empire, so this is really mute, huh?
Oh shit! Why do I know the tier 2 team so well?
It's a lot of them.
We do, because all the tier 1 teams only play at LAN, but even then, like, we cast a lot of them as a team.
Yeah, there really is. I was reading, there was a Reddit preview of, like, Team Secret or something recently.
Uh-huh.
And I was reading that, and I was like, man, we have not seen a whole lot of Team Secret, huh? It's because once you reach that status, you become, like, this unicorn. It's just like this LAN event's happening, and it's featuring this team, and you're like, I get to see that team, yay! Because it's been so long.
Not a bad thing though. Like I actually kind of like it.
Yeah, it definitely makes it so that that brings a lot more hype to the LAN events.
The matchups are actually unique again. It's not Na'Vi versus Alliance every 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th day of the week.
Faceless Void.
Yeah. I think the players are happy with it too.
Yeah, because they get to be a little bit more serious about the games and would have to pull out some slightly modified strat every single game.
Sometimes I do think that some of these teams are not, I don't know, like not prepared. Maybe it's just like I'm just like totally spitballing here. But maybe like the practice regimen, like we haven't gotten to a point to really figure out the best way to
5 seconds
like practice like you play, right? You know, sort of thing. Where in traditional sports we have like all these various things that we do in order to help simulate the best possible practice before you go into an official game, right? And I really feel like there is something lacking for some of these teams where they don't play very many official matches. Some of the teams I really think suffer from that, actually.
I would agree, but at the same time, I also know there's a lot of teams out there that do have long times between their games, but they're very regimented with their practice times, what they do, their scrim timing, and
yeah, but that's what I'm saying, right?
It's like they know what they're doing, but there's some others which are just like, hey, let's go vodka.
It almost feels like that. Isn't there another quote about like practice will only take you so far? No, it's like once you actually get into the crunch of an official match, and I know if you're playing like some of these matches, you're gonna be like, it's not very important, so maybe it won't be that.
You mean practice or talent?
No, like as in like you can
only take you so far. You need to practice.
No, like the idea being that you can only practice something so much, but you need to actually be in the position of an official match with something on the line, essentially. I don't know. Just a thought that went into my head.
10 seconds.
Maybe I'm completely wrong, but I do feel like some teams lack. Maybe just they're not practicing. I don't want to say they're not practicing well enough, but why I'm saying
Team Empire's turn
I
to
get
pick.
you.
maybe
Point.
practice isn't.
Point, Cap. I think
The
everyone.
reason I'm not talking about the draft right now, by the way, is that I'm not sure what to make of it. Kind of running through my head. Ancient Apparition, straight up counter to Oracle. It's kind of interesting just seeing it in the first 1-2 position with Faceless Void. Holy crap, are they going full global?
Could
Are
be.
they going to Spectre fourth pick? Does London Conspiracy have to pick up Spectre before Team Empire does?
I'd actually be a little bit more concerned about something like a Nature's Prophet coming into this. Because then you go from like early pickoffs into like heavy push, you use the Faceless Void as your initiator, and then you just get another one with a nice
10
AoE
seconds
control.
remaining.
Do you want to see, because I've seen both, by the way, would you
5
rather see the
seconds
safe
remaining.
lane farming Void or the
No.
safe lane farming Furion?
Safe lane farming Furion.
Oh,
Off-lane Void.
You're one of those
Reserve
guys.
time.
I'm actually a big. Did I tell you about this? I don't know if we actually cast since like MDL.
It's been a while.
Because we
yeah.
kind of split up a little bit. I think it was Rio I was talking to about it. But I saw RTZ's Faceless Void
Mm-hmm.
at MDL. And I'm like, okay, does this really work? Like, what makes this more viable than running it as an offlaner? Like, it just didn't make sense to me at the time. So then I gave it a shot. And then you realize just how quick looks like Solid is going to block pick this, by the way. So yeah, then I practiced it in the offlane, and you realize how bloody easy it is to zone an offlane around as a Nature's Prophet with just your treants. Because you're getting level so quickly that your treants are upgrading even faster. And then you've got your quick TP with Sprout, so you're a safe laner that can always make a kill happen in another lane. Via TP scroll, you come straight back to lane, you miss out on almost nothing, because your
10
treants are still
seconds
throttling the
remaining.
wave at that point. So you've got the wave under perfect control.
5
You don't even
seconds
care if they
remaining.
creep skip it out because you're still going to be fine. Then you get a kill, you make all your other lanes work, and then you even take out
Reserve
early
time.
towers, so then you get like your injection of money. It's almost to the point where items don't even matter because you look for that early level 6 for the Wrath of Nature, so then you get like burst magical combos across the map. Everything else just gets more and more powerful, and you realize just how bloody good it is in synergy with a couple of other nukers.
Anybody in
I believe in it,
in
actually.
chat that may be fail fishing right now? I'm not paying attention to the chat, but I can see the preemptive like idea of the public and being like, oh, you should probably deeply. That is not beyond the realm of possibility, because that actually happened just last night. Complexity ran a safe lane Furion as a
Radiant
part of
team
their
pick.
push lineup and ran an off lane Beastmaster. So
Yep.
it's not beyond the realm of possibility. It just requires you to probably have more of your carry mid and to play a faster tempo kind of lineup. That being said, I really like what Team Empire have done, because I personally do not like. I was not 100% set on Team Empire actually for picking up the Spectre. It obviously, like, the global strat is
10
insane.
seconds
Ancient
remaining.
Apparition Zeus, Faces Void doesn't work that well with Spectre.
5 seconds remaining.
It's like just kind of okay.
It'll put you back into the same position we had during the last game.
Yeah,
you want to have a
exactly.
melee carry
Reserve
with
time.
a Chronosphere.
Exactly, but I don't think
Team
Team Empire. I think that
Empire's
the
turn
way
to
they
ban.
structured their draft here, I don't think we're going to get the fourth pick Spectre. I think they absolutely were just going to put pressure on London Conspiracy, going, you have to pick up the Spectre yourselves. And Spectre is not very good versus this
10
lineup,
seconds
because
remaining.
the thing is about Spectre is that you don't offer a whole lot of kill potential in the lane,
Radiant
so Faces
team
Void can
back.
play very aggro. You've got this global presence that actually counters the Spectre in a way, because once they do have their level 6 on Faces Void, he's going to jump in, they're going to Ice Blast that, they're going to Zeus that, and that's like a guaranteed kill on the Spectre at that.
seconds
Almost like
remaining.
any point in the game, that's like a guaranteed kill on somebody. And when you've
5
got a hard
seconds
carry like
remaining.
that, guaranteed kill, like these sort of guaranteed kill lineups mean so much more when the
Reserve
enemy team
time.
has a big hard carry
Here's
that
a
you want
question.
to shut down.
Here's a question for you. So you already
Mhm.
feel like Team Empire have a lot they can do up against the Spectre. Do you then get a hero which can battle head to head with the Spectre, or will be stronger in the mid game against the Spectre? As the last one for Team Empire, like, would you want to go in for I don't know, like, what are you wanting up against Spectre? Like an anti-mage or something along those lines?
I
Or
think
do you try and run the early game tempo setter like a Nature's Prophet?
I'm not sure if I'm pretty sure Animage is just not a hero for this patch. But the idea behind him is not too bad.
The Morphling
I
was
think-
banned by London
I
Conspiracy.
think you
that's
want
what they thought.
a pushing hero. Morphling is pretty good. I would say Luna, Lycan.
Yeah, say that one,
What?
Cap. Say that one.
Why would they actually try and contest the Spectre for? I mean, I don't know.
I'm
I'm not a big fan of it.
I would say though, how does London Conspiracy take high ground now? Is there any way they can actually take the Empire base?
For me, Team Empire still win the draft, even with whatever London Conspiracy last pickup here. I really feel the Team Empire won the draft, even with this like kind of weird Dusa pickup and everything
10
else.
seconds remaining.
For me, it's just like the Dusa offers them an opening. It offers
5
London Conspiracy the
seconds remaining.
opening for both teams to be able to go late game and to battle it out there. Where I really felt like with Team Empire, with the way they easily could have controlled this game, and they had such good synergy, and they also weren't countered out very well by London Conspiracy. They would just take hold by 15 minutes, and they could never let go, and they could end it by like 35 minutes with the right carry. But instead, they went for Dusa, who I think sometimes gets overly stereotyped as being the hard late game hero, because I do think that she definitely comes online like much faster than the Dusas of old, right? The old Dota 1 Chinese Dusas that would just spend all their time farming. That is definitely not the case. So I think that stereotype, especially since we've never in Dota 2 had a time where Dusa was super popular.
10 seconds remaining.
Correct.
There's
there
never
was-
been like
there
the
was,
Dusa meta.
There was a
5
period of time
seconds
when
remaining.
the dual Coddle and Medusa was the
Uh-huh.
thing, but that lasted for like maybe 3 weeks.
Yeah,
like
it's always
3
been
years
flavor
ago.
of the month stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
Fnatic running mid Dusa or something like that. The old, No Tail, Trixie, etc. lineup.
Uh-huh.
They ran like mid Dusa. Honey was playing that one. Like that was all flavor of the month stuff. There's never been like a patch where it's like the Dusa patch, right? So I think because of that, because we've never had a patch that really that Dusa is consistently picked up and we fully figure out the hero and where she lies. We still fall back on that stereotype of she's a late game hero, she's a late game carry. Very few people, nobody's can contest the late game Dusa. But I think she actually comes online a lot earlier. And but I also don't think that she provides enough high ground pushing power to really end the game like I was hoping. I really felt like Team Empire, like open and shut, had the draft. It was like pretty much halfway in the coffin already for London Conspiracy, and all Empire had to do was execute. Now it's like Dusa's a bit interesting, and there might be a potential for London Conspiracy to hold on and to let this game go late, and anything can happen late game, especially when you have a hard carry like Spectre. Plus the fact that the Spectre build right now, the Batman build, right, where you go this more aggressive style with the urn pickup, drums, etc. You also don't go Radiance, right? You typically go for Diffusal Manta, and that is naturally strong, obviously, versus Medusa. She has her ultimate to help deal with illusions, but Stone Gaze doesn't proc fast enough. So the damage is oftentimes already done. The illusions and the mana burn that they deal out is going to significantly harm the Medusa. So there isn't necessarily either a guarantee for Dusa to win the 35-minute engagement,
30
because
seconds to
Spectre
battle.
can actually, just through the natural item build, help counter the Medusa.
I'm really not certain about this from Baby Knight. So Baby Knight actually hasn't played in his last 50 games. He hasn't played a Queen of Pain. And now we're going to see it from him. And one of the things I was worried about was the limited hero pool of Baby Knight functions well with LC, not just what he can play, because obviously Baby Knight's been around for a very long time in
The
Dota,
battle
even if he
begins.
did bail for a period of time.
Worthy tribute.
But he grabs the Queen of Pain, gets Blink first after having an unfavorable maneuver into the dire jungle where he ran into both the Medusa as well as the Zeus. And now he's going to come in towards the middle lane to go up against the Zeus. Now the Magic Wand's going to let him do a lot in this mid lane. I'm interested to see just how well it's going to work with no Shadow Strike early on. He's going to cop a lot of damage without actually having a bottle. And I'm worried for him about the rotations that can come out from someone like Funnick, who's already walking around with the smoke on him. Funnick's making his play for the top lane, and the observer ward of the Radiant side sees this, so Kefka's going to be fine. But he's playing aggressive up against the Zeus with just Blink. Now he gets his Shadow Strike, so I suppose it wasn't really that big of an opportunity.
I think that he was probably just like, in general, you're gonna play back against Zeus, but it's also putting pressure on Zeus limits his CS because he depends so heavily on Arc Lightning to be able to CS. The problem that occurs is that if an enemy hero pushes against you really early, you have to naturally Arc Lightning the hero, and that's gonna make it hard for you to like time those Arc Lightning and actually get the bounce in order to hit the creep. It's reduced damage, it takes some time, so it actually really hurts his CS when you push forward against his... yeah, Baby Knight's going to take a lot of harassment in return, but especially in scenarios like this, where FN is Arc Lightning the creep, then Baby Knight gets free harassment on FN, he gets charges, and it doesn't even bounce to him half the time because he's so far forward. So it's actually really favorable trade, and he's playing this, I think...
Oh, Vorst. He's going to jump himself up right now for the Spectral Dagger. They waited for it. No, Vorst, he's not going to take enough damage, is he? Yes, he will. If was able to get in range. But Sol and Biv has been working on a Vorst for the last, like, minute and a half. Just harassing him non-stop. And it finally paid off. But again, this is,
oh, Baby Knight's going for the kill. He's got him. I was just about to say, FN's going to die if he comes forward. Baby Knight... Like, you're right, it's a bit dangerous and stuff, but the way he played it was correct. Especially with his item build. Because he went for the early one, he brought extra tangos as well. He knew he was just going to be able to play the regen game against the Zeus, and Zeus was naturally going to want to go for CS that would end up getting killed.
Kind of funny considering just how much CS, like, FN has over Baby Knight too. Even with that kill, like, yeah, Baby Knight takes it. Does he really slow down the Zeus that much?
Well, unfortunately, because First Blood went to bottom lane instead, you could easily say that Baby Knight would be far ahead when getting that kill. But he is ahead of the Zeus, but not by, like, the gigantic lead he should have.
Yeah. Gives LC, though, like a 2-0 advantage early on.
But this also snowballs naturally, right? Like, because in this sort of matchup where it's very kill-oriented, at least for one side, it can snowball pretty heavily because the experience is big. Zeus cannot deny creep, so even if he has a CS advantage, you will always be even, if not behind, the Queen of Pain because of just the deny factor. Sure. Then she gets a kill on you as well. It means you're going to have level 6 before, or even now, just having level 5 over FN means he's got his level 2 Scream of Pain. He could just continue. It's this cycle of abuse, essentially, that happens between a mid laner that wants to farm and a mid laner that wants to kill. If you get that first kill, then the abuse just, it doubles down, essentially.
Looks like a Vorst is preparing to leave that bottom lane. He just picked up an Iron Talon recipe. Just wants to get the hell out of here. He's taken so much damage for the 6 last hits that he's gotten. But at the same time, like, he achieved something which, I don't know if the Beastmaster really meant to do that. Centaur's at 24 HP. He's got 5. Yeah, that wasn't meant to happen.
Yeah, he would have bought out. He had intended that. Well, that's not good.
But yeah,
his farm is drastically different. Faceless Void.
Because I was actually thinking, like, okay, it's like the Faceless Void from the last game. Maybe it's had a hard time because of CS not being great. But then again, that Faceless Void only had 2 CS at the same point of this game. And was probably about 2 full levels behind Vorst. Vorst just soaked up so much as the creep wave came into the tower. Chrono's timing isn't really going to be that bad. And Medusa's actually one of those heroes that loves a Chronosphere. Because it combines up with his ultimate, like the Mystic Snake does all of its work. Shot, like, Medusa's range isn't too bad.
The synergy is really strong, especially if you're initiating or counter-initiating as Faceless Void and they're not, like, running away from you. Because then you ensure that Stonegaze successfully ensnares everybody.
No choice but to stay.
Yeah. So, it actually, Dusa does work very well with Faceless Void. It's just a question oftentimes of timings. Will you have a successful enough laning phase? But Empire did that already, with the way they picked up Zeus. they managed to get their hands on Vengeful Spirit because the way they pressured London Conspiracy for that third pick, Spectre. Again, that's the thing. You have to think about, like, yeah, they block picked the Spectre, but what did they not get in return? And that was Vengeful Spirit to counter the Faceless Void. That was naturally left in the pool by Empire, and they essentially gave you a choice. They're like, you either go the Venge and get the counter to the Faceless Void, or you get the Spectre and you grab the block pick. That makes your lineup actually look really bad as well.
Oh, Solon. Phonic just expends everything he's got. That regeneration rune's still there. Okay, the ball's going to die from the Beastmaster. So at least Phonic won't get all of the mana back, but they still got the kill. Rubik to drop. The supports of Team Empire, like, they're getting so much. Like, it's a level 4 and a bit Ancient Apparition. They're actually going to have the combo not that far separate. Like, you get the Chronosphere up and you probably wait another 2-3 minutes for the Ancient Apparition to have his level 6. And then you're gonna have Thunder God's Wrath coming into play. I'm kind of ready for Empire's combo just to come online, and they blow up like 3 players of LC in one big go. I just don't know if there's gonna be a proper answer to it. Spectre's not gonna do anything against you. The Beastmaster's still trying to get thing out of his own jungle.
That one hurt.
Didn't help, he was looking at the stack at the same time.
Yeah, I was just watching, like, everyone's age bleed pool all of a sudden drops a significant chunk. Obviously, that was more scouting, I think, than anything else. They do reveal that Quap, saw that stack and everything. This is one of those recovery stacks for a Zeus. He knew he lost his lane, and FN was doing essentially the only thing he could to be able to come back, which was backed up that hard camp, and he was going to spend some time clearing through it with Arc Lightning.
Do you actually give it to the Zeus, or do you try and push the Medusa into a better position early on?
I mean, I think you, like, the Medusa can definitely be a part of it, but I really think the experience should go to the... I feel quite strongly
They're moving for it now.
Yeah, because his...
it looks like the support's getting leech a little bit of it as well.
Yeah, his start was so bad.
This will actually let him... Okay, so Funny's going to tank the initial part of it.
Plus his build is oriented around doing this too. You see more Zeuses go for the 1-3-1 build by level 5 on Zeus. But if you see 2 levels of Arc Lightning and a stack, it means that Zeus intends to clear.
How Baby Knight actually comes in, steals a little bit of the experience in one of the last hits. But you won't find anything else. The second point up in Arc Lightning also helps you in the lane, because it hits the hero for the second point.
Yeah. I think that the mid lane is different than the way it was with a couple of previous patches, where that was kind of the build. Popularized, I think, by Sumail, who was the first one to really run that build. And it was because you would always get the kill on the range creep, but the mid lane is less farmy now. And it was much more like, it used to be more farm stack lane.
Double Chrono, Thunder God's Wrath also vulnerable. They start with just the lightning bolts. Jalopy really controlled. Oh wow. He didn't throw everything at the very start, FN. They still kill off the Spectre, but now Baby Knight can try and go for a revenge kill. Avorce with a nice time walk up. They'll be able to get a little bit more distance. Funnic can't get the stun over on Biver. No revenge there, and that was a Spectre buyback. It was very early on, so it's not that costly for LC to do so. But still.
And plus, Spectre did not get the kill, which is technically good. Like, it's bad for the Spectre, but you had reduced golds being picked up anyway, right? So, the fact that the kill goes to someone else is actually perfectly fine. Buyback, I think it was acceptable for the Spectre, but I don't think they should have been able to punish Empire as much as they did. If FN just, like, blew everything, they killed the Spectre, because it was super obvious that Oracle was going to throw down the W, right?
Yeah.
And it was just like, so if they blow up the Spectre, and then the Magic Missile instead is able to be used for stunning the Oracle, and they actually get 2 kills, and the buyback opportunity is not even there.
No Fear's cautious on the top lane. He has to understand that there's enemies around. The fact that Solon's so aggressively in this position is what just leads you towards that, and Baby Knight, he's on his way. The Blink Shadow Strike Scream will do a lot of work against No Fear.
Stopping him from getting his level 6. No fear. I mean, he had the right idea. He was going to TP out. It's just a bit late.
I looked away for a moment. He was dead.
Kind of expected the lane to push into the tower first, but Baby Knight. This is actually Baby Knight's greatest strength, and this is, I think, in part why London Conspiracy is doing better than perhaps people expect in this patch. Is in part because Baby Knight, the way he plays so aggressively. I think he's one of the better players. When it comes to taking on those sort of like pure 1v1 who's going to kill who in the mid matchup. And this patch definitely favors that, as well as those kind of like aggressive plays that he just displayed at top.
He's going to group a couple of players up now at mid lane.
Ooh,
Again, they're not that great for taking out towers, but they're moving over like they're expecting an ancient, and well, not expecting, it's happening. Baby Knight's now going to be seeing that split shot going to work, and he's got Sonic Wave available. It's still a little bit of vision up the hill, so what's Rubik going to get? He actually steals Wave of Terror. Baby Knight, oh my! Oh, that Ice Blast! Combine it with a Thunder God's Wrath, now a two-man chrono from Force. Say goodbye to 4 players from LC. They thought about contesting, but they've given so much over to Empire with that. They had no real vision going into this.
This is just, this is what happens with some of the more, like, semi-amateur teams, like, you know, the tier 2, tier 3 teams that, like, London Conspiracy when they're going their way up. You can see, like, they identified what the problem was, and that was good. Like, they identified, okay, Juice is doing our stack right now. That was smart of them to recognize that, but they didn't have a plan put in place beforehand, right? They never blocked out the, or at least I didn't see them block out the ancient stack at any point in time. They kind of were that tier was just placed. Both of them were just placed, so I highly doubt, seeing how large that stack was, that London Conspiracy ever blocked that camp. And they also very clearly did not have a very strong plan when it came to actively testing. Part of that lies in you need to probably take the tier 1 tower at bottom lane. You can open up the opportunity for you to wrap around the ancient stack. That's a much better way to be able to attack that kind of scenario. That's just like one example of a strategic plan that's put in place in order to counter dire ancient stacking, right? And that like there very clearly was no plan from London Conspiracy, and it was just one of those like, oh crap, Deuce is doing ancient stacks, we got to do something, and then they kind of get caught.
Yeah, but how are you meant to like even take out that tier 1 tower? I'm still not feeling LC's push power. This tier 1 tower is going to go down on top, but that's because Empire basically allowed it to happen. They gave that top lane the space.
Yeah, they figured it wasn't worth the effort contesting.
Instead, they're going to be ready for the middle lane defense. Beastmaster's moving forward. Now, you look for that Hawk. It's flying in from the side. You end up losing the fresh one. And Empire will look for a denial on this tower. The Ice Blast already flying forward. Going to connect on Baby Knight only. But they're really getting forward. And Phonic, well, that Rubik didn't survive for very long.
He thought he was going to steal No Fear's Ice Blast, I think.
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
But even then, obviously, it wasn't worth the attempt.
Tower is under attack.
Didn't even get it in the end.
Now we can start to see Empire's 5-man come online. Like, we still actually haven't seen that Stone Gaze combo with the Faceless Void Chronosphere. But we may be hitting that time. Here comes Petrol Haunt, Baby Knight, Sonic Waves, hits 4 heroes. Phonic perfectly set up with the back lines. And now Aloha Dance. Oh, the combo is not there. In fact, he gave Stone Gaze over to the Rubik. And Jalopy, while he's locked inside her Force Chronosphere, and now Solon goes for his own Stone Gaze. They're trying to run out of here. FM will go down. Baby Knight with a double kill on the back lines. As right now Medusa is stoned. They're going to look for an extra bit of help as Kefka, he can't really do much more apart from Boars. Mystic Snake's going to fly astray, and Solon's going to just like give himself up.
He really did. He like ran back through the trees. He probably wasn't going to escape because Savos was going to run down the time walks, but definitely ensured his demise.
If he ran down and Vorst did find the kill, he potentially could have time walked again to catch up the Oracle. Which is probably what was going through his mind at the time. Better to lose 1 support than 2.
It wasn't a bad fight there for London Conspiracy. Again, it's just Team Empire were slightly too far ahead, and they managed to keep the fight manageable, I would say. It was great, great Sonic Wave from
FN's dead.
Yeah, and he's got FN. Baby Knight is really the person shining right now. I'm on a conspiracy in this game too. Game 3 or Game 1, I'm not sure if he had an opportunity to shine or not.
Momentum-based Queen of Pain. Like I was interested to see how well he would play the Queen of Pain because it was one of his old heroes back in Dota 1.
Yeah,
that he played a hell of a lot on.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't expecting him to be like bad. I was just thinking maybe he'd be a little bit rusty on his rotations, but his timings have been great and very difficult for Empire to predict. So you can't really set up a defense against that kind of stuff. And with an early Orchid, his kill potential is now going a lot further through the roof. He still has trouble dealing with the Aloha dance now that Aloha's got that Lincoln Sphere and still got another 1,500 gold sitting in his bank account. This Medusa is an absolute beast. But the Queen of Pain can start sniping off the side heroes. The Zeus has no way against this because he went for the Ether Lens first with the Arcane Boots, so there's no Yule set to dispel the silence. So this Zeus could find himself just popped by the Queen of Pain. And when you hit like a 4-man Sonic Wave like you did in that mid fight, you do those a couple of times again, and the work for the Spectre becomes a lot easier. And it needs to be. Like Jalopy, he's the 3rd highest net worth on the field at the moment. It's obviously pretty damn good. But it's a Spectre early on. Till you get something like a Radiance or your Diffuser Blade, you're not really feeling a huge presence from him in the fights.
Yeah, you're not going to have the same kind of impact that a Medusa has right now. Yep. Mystic Snake is really dangerous in team fights, and just her presence alone, because she deals a lot of damage. She's split shot right now, and she's doing 170 plus damage a hit. Pretty good.
It is Roshan or Kill? It looks like Kill. Roshan is available, so if Empire is successful with this, like, their movement down is definitely going to catch out Biver, so there's no way he survives this one. Into the trees, he'll go down. Wave's coming on the lane as well, so the tier 1 tower will be the trade-off. But LC bailed out. Biver was the only one that didn't get back in time. He decided to try and save what... I don't know if he actually had that TP. Either way. Empire take out the tier 1. Can they actually... Are they going to force this?
Maybe in part because you have good catching heroes. Yeah, they can very easily defend the top lane and push at the same time.
The TP top. Kefka, as well as Solon, was hit by the Ice Blast. He got this, Phonic Shadow Strike. What level? Okay.
He'll die if he doesn't get back to the fountain in time.
That's level 3.
Like he will.
One tick. 25. He makes it. And now Kefka's being chased down by a Vorst. But the extra slow of Vorst looking for the time lock, and he gets it too, so Kefka can't TP out. Tune's End runs out. With it, Kefka's life. Team Empire hold on to both of their tier 2 towers. They do considerable damage to the tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. And they didn't really lose any other heroes.
I think they could have staged that up a little bit better. I'm not sure if... I didn't click on him in time. I'm not sure if, like, Kolos didn't have his TP ready to go yet or something like that. But Empire have a really good catch in that regard. The thing that you would do is, because Faceless Void would be off map anyway if you're pushing out the bottom lane, he TPs up to the top tier 3, he runs into the tier 2 area and he sets up, he jumps in essentially as the rest of your allies are going to TP back. And he holds the enemy there with the Chronosphere, and you ensure a really good fight. That's what I was talking about, where they can both push and successfully defend at the same time. They didn't really get the true catch that I expected. Part of that was Baby Knight's positioning again. He did this kind of interesting play where he positioned himself like really far forward in between the tier 2 and tier 3s and caught the Vengeful Spirit. So in a way, he, I think, anticipated that potential kind of play. Like if it was that Faceless Void who TP'd instead of the Vengeful Spirit. If he had caught him, like that completely stops the whole entire idea behind the bottom lane push plus defense. I think it was a pretty good read. He just unfortunately didn't catch the right hero.
What do you think about this build over on the Zeus? Like when Baby Knight's at a point where he's almost completing up a BKB, yeah, the Spectre doesn't get one, but to go for a Veil of Discord onto a Zeus as your next item.
Oh.
Like, I'm not saying like it's bad magical damage, but it seems like the one hero that's currently running over your entire squad and causing you problems is not counted by the item.
You mean the Queen of Pain?
Yeah, the Queen of Pain, Baby Knights. Because once he gets that BKB, then Veil of Discord doesn't really do much. In fact, Zeus doesn't do anything against him at that point.
Yeah, I guess the argument could be made that Zeus should be getting duels, right? Against the Orchid.
Yeah, that's where my brain was going.
He's probably thinking, like, just based on his own synergy with the team. Like, if you get the Chronosphere and he's able to, like, everything dead inside the Chronosphere, essentially. Because you get a Veil, and then you're going to lead into an Ice Blast, and then all of Zeus's damage, like, everything's dead inside the Chronosphere with this kind of combination. He's probably just thinking more about that.
Okay.
And less about, like, what could happen if, like, you know, BKB's involved. I have to deal with this Orchid. He's probably just thinking, like, the very simple, straightforward idea.
Team combo, team combo, team combo.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
It's funny because he also has really bad synergy with Aloha Dance, right? It's like, Stone Gaze, make everyone vulnerable to magic. Oh, wait.
Chasing a Voss. He's gonna chrono on the two of them, turning onto Kefka. TP support's coming in from Team Empire at the moment. Now there's no Thunder God's Wrath, and well, Kefka is very low for Voss. He can just keep chasing and even worrying about the boar slow. God's Wrath is still on cooldown. Jalopy, he used his Spectral Horn for that. Meanwhile, in middle lane,
Solon, holy cow. So I'm talking about, Mystic Snake does stupid amounts of damage, by the way. Have I pulled out that stat yet?
you have not pulled out that stat. You can do it in a moment though. Funnick is so dead. Baby Knight, however, blinks himself away. Fortune's End will protect him. The Ice Blast is flying forward, so Jalopy walking back at the right time. That's kind of a weird kind of thing to do. Like, you pop your Stone Gaze when you want them to stick around for the Ice Blast. Now Aloha Dance gets initiated on again. Orchid's off cooldown in 1 second time, and he's out of mana. So Aloha Dance doesn't really have a shield. He's got the Aegis of the Immortal, as goodbye Rubik. That's Kefka. Necro units come out. Havorth gonna be out of mana, but Kefka, that Fortune's End again. Protection for the Beastmaster. Zeus wants to do a little bit more, but the heal's kicking in for the Beastmaster.
He almost timed it right. He was waiting on the magic and vulnerability, but he's a bit shy. A half a second later, he gets that kill. Still though, Empire just gaining ground. Nice pick here by Baby Knight. Seeing the opportunity to push forward, he will get no fear. And is actually probably going to look for more, though I don't think he's going to get it.
And so he can catch up to. If a Vor sticks around and gets greedy and farmed, then maybe. Funny enough, because they both end up doing the same thing. Baby Knight, hello, blink forward. BKB is going to trigger off from the Queen of Pain. He gets time locked, however. Doesn't help his cause. Swap back in again, and Baby Knight blinks to TP out. Because the swap was used, only time lock would have cancelled the TP, and Voss got one attack in. And it was not a stun.
A little scary. Alright, so my Medusa stat.
Okay, what should we do?
Level 4 Mystic Snake does 550 damage on the last bounce. This is I believe, yeah, it's magic damage. Right. It's only pure if they're in stone form. So it does 550 damage. That is a potential of 2,250 damage in total. Like, that's the max amount it can do if it bounces. Right. It can steal... How much mana? It says it somewhere.
Mana steal is 20% at level 4.
Can steal absurd amounts of mana. That's all you need to know.
Yep.
Yeah. For some reason I thought it was a base. It was once upon a time it was a base, I think.
I am not going to call myself a Medusa expert, so you're on your own in this one, Cap.
But it does 550 potential damage. You know how bad that is as a support? You're sitting in the bounce, all of a sudden this little magical snake starts weaving its way through your creeps, and it goes for you at the end. You take a 550 damage nuke thinking that you were safe in the background. Rubik has a goddamn heart attack all of a sudden. They're just like, what happened to Rubik? Oh, he just fell over and died. I don't know.
Melville protect. Elfil protect.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Aloha Dance just burned half of his mana. He's still got this damn Aegis Immortal. What's the timing on that? Another minute and 10 seconds.
Radiant's top tower
So the second we hit 26 on the board, you can be a little bit more scared for Aloha Dance. And FN, oh, he jumps in!
Jesus.
He does so much damage to Soul, and that was the combination with the Veil of Discord. The Ice Blast is coming down too. Baby Knight will be chill, but there's a big chrono from a Voss. Baby Knight will die. The Spectre, where's he gonna haunt reality into? You got a buyback coming out from Baby Knight. Jalopy, he's already down. He actually realityed into the middle of their lineup. There is an upside. The Beastmaster's pushing at the bottom lane. The downside is LFLC is dying inside their own home. The jump forward. So Kev gets a tier 3 tower. He's triggered his level 2 Necro book for this. Baby Knight's gonna die back at the moment. Fortune's just protecting him, but the blink is on cooldown for so damn long. He's down for 80 seconds. Empire never have to leave. Who gives a flying buck about bottom lane? Kefka, he may not even escape from this. The first hit time lock from a Voss forces out the Roar. He's Veil of Discord. The Boar is slowing down FN so much he can't easily chase the Beastmaster, and he also can't blink forward. But again, like, who cares about these guys that went back? They end up killing off Kefka. But it's the Medusa. No one can stand against it. Medusa's just hitting the tier 3 tower, not giving him, like, he doesn't care about heroes. He just, I am a god. I am eternal. There is only me. TP again. They're gonna try and defend. Jalopy to the front lines. He's focusing on Phonic to start with. It's obviously a lot more achievable kill than the Medusa, who's going to stand his ground and battle against the melee rack.
He's not popping Stone Gaze.
Why do it? Doesn't care. Now the teammates will arrive. He triggers it to force Jalopy away. He's got Butterfly. Jalopy's got no way to directly attack into him. So Aloha Dance just like, there goes your mid racks. The only thing that's stopping him is the fact that the tier 2 tower is still surviving on bottom lane. And, well, FN, that's a little greedy. That's a little greedy. Like, Fortune's then will allow Jalopy to finish the job there over on the Zeus. He's dead for 73 seconds.
I think the definition of FN in this game has been a little greedy. Like, he gave away not first blood, but second blood because he was a little greedy. Then he dove in and tried to make that Rubik play. That was, like, actually a potential. Like, when he didn't pop the Rubik and he committed like that, that was a potential opening for London Conspiracy if they weren't so far behind to come back. Right? But they didn't really have the farm nor the heroes to be able to punish that kind of play, so, or at least not as well as they should have.
If you're Aloha Dance right now, like, Skadi is obviously where my brain is going as his next item, and the fact he picks up the ultimate orb looks to be the case. He's just so, like, not only is he going to be massively tanky, he's going to be able to kite everybody. And this Spectre, this would be the most optimistic Spectre I've seen. He bought, wait, didn't he have a, yeah, so he's converted the Yasha into his mana style. Another 2.6k gold on him. Like, you can't even dream to get a Radiance on him. Because it's also 28 minutes in. You're going to Spectral Haunt down, looks like the battle gets to begin on bottom lane for Baby Knight. Oh, he tried out, but that Chronosphere just holds him for too long. And, it's going to be 2 heroes down. Make it 3. Let's make it 4. Extra time lock. 2 time locks from a boss.
It's so fun to play Dusa when you get this point in time. Because you just pop your Manta, you pop Split Shot, you literally don't do anything but just A-click. You don't pay attention to like what you're actually should be right-clicking in because you're gonna do it anyway. Just like, Split Shot will do that work. That was Aloha Dance. You're just like, pew, 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 pew. Like arrows were flying everywhere, he didn't care what they hit. You just knew they were gonna hit heroes.
They're gonna go again. Blink. There's no Val up right now, it's 1 second off cooldown, now it kicks in. On the run, a Force Strike slow him down, the Lightning Bolt, and the Arc Lightning, even inside the base. Took off 400 life, and GG is the call. London Conspiracy, you give them props, they still managed to get all the way through into the semi-final. The Team Empire will play up against Na'Vi tomorrow night to decide who will be the team to represent the European region from the qualifier. And we've still got another team to work out tonight. We actually have a team which most people probably would not have expected them to be playing tonight in the US final, but the Peruvians will be flying their flag high. Elite Wolves going up against probably the favorites for this matchup, and you could claim